but looking it from the perspective of Ayurveda, it would be interesting to check some of the basic elements that go into our daily pan or diet, and maybe it's
To
something.
start with the pan, I would say the first thing, anything we add in pan is some like mediator, and which can be oil, ghee, or something like which is a vehicle to cook anything you start.
Talking about oil, definitely there is so much of debate around it, and the world is divided, with different types of oils, mustard oil or olive oil,
Nowadays, it's
coconut oil.
huge.
But
Like,
but yeah, in that sense, like, would be nice to learn something. So maybe please tell us, like, what should be consumed and what should not be consumed. Is it that easy? Firstly,
basically, there are different opinions, different reasons, and different people. Like, according to Prakriti, according to the geographic area of that person, everything, not only single thing. Okay, like all person like in Mediterranean area should eat or include olive oil in their food. Basically, it is the staple diet in that area. If you look like area where it is more like near the seashore or something, you will always see some coconut trees, and like coconut oil will be more common in that area.
okay.
Also, it should be like warmer regions. Like if you consider India, the India has north, south, east, west. All the places have different geographies, and
Okay.
according to those geographies, everyone like every part has its own like specialities to cook in. If you visit specifically Kerala, you will see always something cooked with like coconut oil. Western medicine says okay, carbohydrate, proteins, and fats should be in XYZ quantities, but Ayurveda has a different tendency. It is more about individual specific science. You check your prakriti, you check your doshas, and then according to your doshas, what is good for you and what is not, you should understand the basics, and then you should apply it in day-to-day life to become a healthier version of yourself. The main principle of Ayurveda revolves like to maintain the health of healthy person and to treat the person who is not well. Swasthasya swasthya rakshanam, aturasya vikar prashmanam.
Okay.
So, aturasya vikar prashamanam is like the person who is diseased to treat them, and the person who is healthy maintain the health.
Okay.
So, coming back, it is like if the person is vata specific person, like vata dominance is there, always oil is more better for that person because oil is best vata pacifying thing. But if you consider pitta person, for him or her, ghee will be the better option.
Okay.
Ghee is basically clarified butter, which is very good in qualities. The best quality of ghee is sanskarohi gudantaradhanam. What is the meaning? The meaning is sanskar is whatever procedure you do on it. It can be anything.
Yeah.
If you add anything, if you add, for example, turmeric, turmeric has antiseptic, turmeric has like anti-inflammatory properties. So similar properties will be enhanced with the use of ghee.
Okay.
So that is called sanskaro hi gunantaradhanam. Like you say, if you like, they say in childhood, okay, because of the friends, like because of the friend circle, he or she became like that.
Yeah.
So it is like that. Whatever you come in contact with, you become like that.
Okay.
So
About the
ghee has
company.
that, yeah. So ghee has that speciality.
Okay, so it acquires the properties of the
Yeah.
things it is surrounded with.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Mostly the like that is the speciality of ghee. But while cooking, like if you are cooking some Indian dish like pulao, it is like you take some quantity of oil and some quantity of ghee together to cook it. Once you take the pan and you add both of oil and ghee, and then you add the spices, and the rice and these things, like cooked vegetables and those things. You roast it and then you add some water and those things. But the main basic principle is when to add and which oil to add.
Yeah.
Here I would like to say, don't follow something which is good. Okay, water is very good for health, like for skin hydration and that. That doesn't mean if I drink 4 liters of water, my skin will be the best. There should be optimum quantity and quality. So I have seen most of my patients saying, yeah, in everything at home I use olive oil. Why? Because it's the best oil in qualities and whatever. But that's not the case. I have seen some cardiologists giving an opinion that you should use, like, you should be changing your oils every time. Like, for example, this month you bought oil of, like, you bought maybe coconut oil.
Yeah.
Then next month you should use sesame oil. The next month something else. Like, you should keep changing the oils to avoid the blood, like basically atherosclerosis, the thinning of the blood vessels,
Okay.
and which is the major cause of like lifestyle disease and major cause of cardiac problems.
Okay, that's a new knowledge, and I think it's so less known. At least I did not know that you should have a combination of. We know that you should eat food with different varieties so that you can have like a different spectrum, and you can have different combinations of vitamins and minerals if we go away from Ayurveda.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of a theory I also follow, but having a mix of oils would be very interesting because they all have different properties. Is it because of that, or is there some other reason?
This opinion is given by, I specifically mentioned, some of the cardiologists,
Okay.
like the heart doctors. But according to Ayurveda specifies qualities of every kind of oil. For example, if you take sesame oil, it is like in the oils, basically they say it sneha. Basically, sneha is oleating things. It can be oil, it can be ghee. There are two other things, vasa and majja. Basically, the animal, what you say it, above the animal flesh there is a thin coat of
Fat, I think.
Yeah, that is basically vasa.
Okay.
And the majja is basically the bones are filled with the
Like bone marrow.
So that is. So basically, these are 4 kinds of sneha, oleating things, which are used for the body, like for the external application, sometimes internal application, for the strength, for many things.
Yeah.
Coming back, the types of oil. These were the oleation methods, but the first most prior thing on these list of 4 things is oil. Then like taila, gruta, vasa, majja. So
Okay.
taila is oil. And in oil, which oil to choose? You can choose coconut oil. It is a versatile oil. You can use internally as well as externally. You can use for hairs as well. For hairs, coconut oil shows very good results. The only thing for coconut oil becomes sometimes, if you don't add any preservatives and things, like it will last for smaller duration. Like it should be consumed like
Pretty
within
quick.
6 to 8 months. Not like sometimes, like people bring some can of, like big can of oil or something and they continue. You cannot do that. The shelf life is less.
Okay.
Because coconut oil is prepared with the flesh of coconut. The other thing is, coconut oil has very good cooling properties. Because of that, it is used more commonly in the like states of, like where heat is extreme, like Kerala.
Okay.
Even in like s- around like mm if you go to the beach area, like
Coastal areas.
coastal areas, in those coastal areas you will see more of coconut trees.
Right.
So it is more of like God has created the nature in a way, the things are available in that area which are good for your health. So mostly we say it, eat, or like consume the seasonal fruits.
Local.
Yeah, seasonal, local, kind of those
Yeah.
things. The oil topic is like too much diverging, but coming back to the core is main thing to follow.
Yeah.
If you consider in like European areas which oil to use, then I would prefer more of sesame oil, because it is not so cooling, it is not so warm, and like it doesn't get frozen in the cold, like just now it
Yeah.
is like cold climate, still the sesame oil will be good. But the other option can be mustard oil. Olive oil is the best oil is considered in the West, but olive oil I would prefer for dressing or salad, these things,
Okay.
or sorting vegetables, like that things. But if you want to prepare some curry or those things, it is better to use coconut oil or sesame oil.
Okay. Do we also need to consider the temperature to which it could be heated? Because that's also very important, right?
Yeah, of course. For olive oil, sometimes you cannot heat that.
Yeah.
Like there are two types of olive oil. One you can heat and one you cannot heat. You just have to use like for the dressing on the pizza or some salad,
Salads.
something like that. So you should consider what prakriti you are, in which area you are living. Of course, if a person is from Italy or France, you can easily see them digesting the olive oil very nicely. But a person born and brought up from India and every day having olive oil, I would not suggest that much combination, because the according to the geographic condition, Mediterranean area has Mediterranean staple food, that is olive oil.
Olive oil.
But Indian staple food can be maybe like according to the region, east, west, north, south, but maybe like coconut oil, sesame oil, or something similar.
Okay.
But it should not be other way. The other thing must to avoid is margarine or the ghee kind of dalda ghee or the butter kind of things which are not like actually the pure ghee kind of form.
So yeah, we discussed like first thing is very important that you should consider having a variety of oils
Yeah.
in your kitchen and try to change it as much as possible.
Yeah, how much to heat them.
Yeah.
Then you should consider what you are preparing according to the food dish you should prepare, and according to the person for whom you are preparing,
Right.
like from which geographic condition he or she belong, and in which area you are just now.
Yeah. And the last thing about the ghee. So ghee is in general considered very healthy.
Yeah.
If it's coming from the cow.
Yeah.
But like there are different theories, which might confuse a lot of us. At least for me, I'm not 100% sure should it be used for the cooking all the time, because there are many factors. Some people think it's expensive. And there are some theories that it is not good for heavy cooking. So what could be really followed, in that way, which is good for health?
Ghee, for the ghee, I would say it is more like cow ghee is best, like it is considered as the best good fat. But coming back, too much ghee is also not good. I have
Yeah.
seen people, okay, for everything I am using ghee. Like they consume like 1 kg of ghee in 1 month, which is a bad idea.
Yeah.
So consider what amount and what prakriti you are. But of course, completely to for the weight loss or whatever reason you are completely avoiding ghee or oil is not very good idea. You might have some gut issues or problems later on if you stop eating ghee and those things, ghee, oil. These things are must to have in your body, because your joints need lubrication. Your like in your body, multiple places you need ghee and oil, like these things.
I have one last question before we wrap up. I think we are almost near the end of our time. In what form should the ghee be consumed? Which is the best way? Like, should it ever be used for cooking?
Yeah, of course. In the cooking form is the best form to have ghee.
Okay.
Of course, according to the usage, like if you want to use ghee for the good sleep, of course, at night, in half a cup of almond milk, you can add ghee and you can eat, like you can drink, and that will be very good thing.
Okay.
But in normal days, to keep the intestinal tract in good condition or lubrication or good digestion, protecting the digestive power, all those things, I would say ghee adding in the food is the best thing. When you cook rice, you can add ghee. You can, when you are sorting vegetables, you can add ghee. When you are preparing some like lentils or soups, you can add ghee. There are multiple ways you can use.
A lot of times it's like default. If we look at
Yeah.
our households, at least from the old times,
Yeah, some practices are there.
on the
default.
chapati we put the
Yeah.
ghee before consuming it.
That
and
is also
so
good.
because the chapati
Basically,
is
along with the food is always good.
okay.
If it is cooked, and like if it has like gas is used while cooking, then that makes it easier for the digestion, because it is heavier to digest. But at the same time, when mixed with food, the absorption is better, because
Okay.
of the sanskaro hi gunantara dhanam, the thing, like you carry the characters of that thing along with you.
Yeah.
So whatever you are eating with will carry the characters.
Okay.
So it
You
will-
were also mentioning that ghee actually acquires the properties of the things it's inside, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
it's mixed with.
Yeah.
So that could happen even when we are cooking with the ghee, or
Yeah.
when we are just applying the ghee on something like chapati or roti.
In both the ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just it becomes like little bit this and that way because of the things and conditions. But when you cook with it, it is lighter to digest. And when you apply it, little bit heavier.
Yeah.
That's
There's
the
another
difference.
thing, like there is so much of buffalo milk actually common in India.
Yeah.
There are various reasons about it. Maybe
Yeah.
it's not the right episode.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, next time. So there is also ghee that can be extracted from the buffalo milk.
Yeah.
But is it equally valuable or?
Cow ghee is the best for digestion. Buffalo milk is good for sleep. For the people who like in Ayurveda, they have specifically mentioned the characteristics of ghees, and if you like according to the like animal you are using the ghee. Basically, ghee is prepared with the like from milk to curd to buttermilk to like butter, and clarified butter is ghee.
Yeah.
So this process is basically the core part. The main final core will be the formed ghee, extracted ghee. So in this procedure, the original characters of that cow or buffalo remains. So buffalo is considered as lazy animal, more sleeping animal, so more hefty animal. So similar characters you can see in buffalo ghee. So the person who wants to gain the weight, like little children who don't like gain the weight and these things, for them it can be good idea, but consider the digestive power first. Maybe you can give some digestive thing along with that. You can start little bit ghee. It is more about using tricks and like twist to make it easier for consuming.
And listening to the body, observing it.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, we really I really got to learn a lot from this conversation, and I hope.
Yeah, basically, sharing the knowledge increases for like curiosity and knowledge for
Yeah.
both of us. So it's good to be here and like spread Ayurveda.
Absolutely, and I think there is more for the future episodes. For example, we talked about consuming oils in our food, which
Yeah.
goes to our gut. But a lot of times, in many practices, we have the use of external use of the
Yeah.
of the oils, whether you apply it on in your hair, or on the skin, or maybe preparing yourself for winter. I think we briefly
Yeah.
talked about the winter readiness in the last
Yeah.
episode. It would be also nice to see a combination, how we can
Yeah,
really.
including some herbal oils like avocado oil or those things are also a good part of discussion, but maybe in the next episode.
Yeah, surely. I think we'll definitely. It's a vast topic. So, but again, thanks a lot for your time, Dr.
Thank you.
Archana, and hope to see you
Have a
again.
good day.
Yes, thank you.